Ondaku. I'm a professor of theoretical physics at the City University of New York, and I specialize in something called string theory. I'm a physicist, and some people ask me the question, what has physics done for me lately? I mean, do I get better color television? Do I get better internet reception with physics? And the answer is yes. You see, physics is at the very foundation of an energy. We physicists invented the laser beam. We invented the transistor. We helped to create the first computer. We helped to construct the internet. We wrote the World Wide Web. In addition, we also helped to invent television, radio, radar, microwaves, not to mention MRI scans, PET scans, X-rays. In other words, almost everything used in your living room, almost everything in a modern hospital, at some point or other can be traced to a physicist. Now,
First question, Georgie. Why do we need theoretical physics? Why do we need to pay billions or trillions of dollars to these guys? For what reasons?
Well, for later practical applications.
True. He mentioned some practical applications, especially for hospitals. Yeah, I know that your mom is a doctor, your father is a doctor, especially for hospitals. What kind? Do you remember anything?
Well, just some medical apparatuses.
Good. Scanning your brain, scanning your body, looking inside you without cutting your body, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Big machines, very expensive machine. But how can we go inside your brain without cutting? Only using these machines, right?
Yeah.
I got interested in physics when I was a child. When I was 8, a great scientist had just died. I still remember my elementary school teacher coming into the room and announcing that the greatest scientist of our era has just passed away. And that day, every newspaper published a picture of his desk, the desk of Albert Einstein. And the captain said, I'll never forget, the unfinished manuscript of the greatest work of the greatest scientist of our time. And I said to myself, why couldn't he finish it? I mean,
Georgie, when he was 8 years old, probably it was 60s in last century, what happened?
Well, Einstein died.
Great. Einstein died and all American papers published the photograph of what?
Of his desk?
Thank you. And on the desk there was something.
Well, a lot of papers.
Good. Very nice. But he didn't finish, Albert Einstein, he didn't finish the book. He didn't finish the work, right?
Right.
Good. And the boy decided to do what?
Well, to become a physicist himself?
And finish the book, right?
Yeah.
Not possible.
what's so hard? It's a homework problem, right? Why didn't he ask his mother? Why can't he finish this problem? So as a child of 8, I decided to find out what was this problem. Years later, I began to realize that it was the theory of everything, the unified field theory. An equation.
Georgie, please read the name of the book Albert Einstein worked.
Well, a unified field theory.
Good. And?
A theory of everything.
Good. Very nice. But could he finish it?
No.
No, he couldn't. Even he was a genius.
That would summarize all the physical forces in the universe. An equation like E equals mc squared. That equation is half an inch long, and that equation unlocks the secret of the stars. Why do the stars shine? Why does the the galaxy light up? Why do we have energy on the Earth?
Georgie, please read the equation for me. Very famous.
Well, E equals mc square.
Correct. It's equation. It's a equation very famous. It's a equation of a genius. It describes what? What kind of theory?
Well, the theory of probability.
Good. The theory of space. It's a theory of very, very big spaces. Like what?
Well, space, for example.
Space, for example. Universe, for example. Galaxies, for example. Good job.
But then there was another thing that happened to me when I was around 8 years old. I got hooked on the Saturday morning TV shows, in particular, Flash Gordon. And I was hooked. I mean, every Saturday morning, watching programs about aliens from outer space, starships, ray guns, invisibility shields, cities in the sky. That was for me. But after a few years, I began to know something. First of all, I began to notice that, well, I didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. I didn't have muscles like Flash Gordon. But it was a scientist who made the series work. In particular, a physicist.
Georgie, what kind of movie was there on American screens when he was 8 years old?
Well, about all that kind of futuristic technology.
Good job. Futuristic technologies working where?
In space?
Good. About these aliens, ray guns, when you can kill somebody with a laser. That stuff. Okay. But he was interested in... Please read the caption.
Well, who made the series work? In particular, a physicist. He was one who discovered.
Good. Who was one who discovered. So, he wasn't interested in a main hero, but he was interested in who?
Well, in its author.
Good. In its author. Because, Georgie, do you think it's easy or difficult to produce a good movie about space, about galaxies, not knowing the basic of physics?
Well, it's quite hard.
Absolutely. Why? It's quite hard. Why?
Well, because you come up with some not believable stuff.
Nice job. That's why usually I ask you the question, Georgie, is it historically correct when we are talking about medieval times? Why do I ask you this question?
Well, to make sure that your knowledge is true, probably.
Good. Good. Please watch.
He was the one who discovered the ray gun, the starships. He was the one who created the invisibility shield. And then I realized something else. If you want to understand the future, you have to understand physics. Physics is at the foundation of all the gadgetry, the wizardry, all the marvels of the technological age. All of it can be traced to the work of a physicist. Most of science fiction is, in fact, well within the laws of physics, but possible within maybe 100 years. And then we have impossibilities that may take 1,000 years or more. That includes time travel, warp drive, higher dimensions.
Georgie, please read the captions.
This includes time travel, warp drive, higher dimensions, portals.
I understand time travel, so he will be talking about possibility of travel through time forward and back. I don't understand anything about warp drive. Do you know anything about warp drive?
Well, it is like an engine which allows you to travel at extreme speeds, like speed of light or something like
Great.
that.
Thank you. I know something about high dimensions. What do you know about high dimensions?
Well, just as much as you.
Okay, good. That theoretically it could be possible, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Portals through space and time, stargates, wormholes.
Okay, please read.
Space and time, stargates, wormholes.
Stargates, what does it mean?
I don't really understand.
Wormholes, what does it mean?
Well, it's like a portal somewhere in space.
Good. And through this portal you can go where to another dimension, right?
Well, assumptions may vary.
Why?
Some think that it just leads to another place in space, not to other dimensions.
Okay, great. Very nice.
You know, if you were to meet your great-grandparents of the year 1900, they were dirt farmers back then. They didn't live much beyond the age of 40 on average. Long-distance communication in the year 1900 was yelling at your neighbor.
Georgie, read the caption.
In the year 1900 was yelling at your neighbor,
Yes.
yet they could see you now.
Yes, it was a mean of communication. Translate, yelling at your neighbor.
Ну, кричать на соседа.
Nice, nice, very nice mean of communication. Do you like it?
Yeah, sure.
Good, very nice. Georgie, only 100 years ago, just imagine, only 100 years ago. Okay, and where we are now, at a different, absolutely different time.
And yet, if they could see you now with iPads and iPods and satellites and GPS and laser beams, how would they view you? They would view you as a wizard or...
Georgie, please read.
They would view you as a wizard or a sorcerer.
Translate.
Ну, они бы посмотрели на тебя как волшебника или заклинателя.
Absolutely. Georgie, only 100 years ago, these people from the past would view you as a wizard or as a sorcerer. Why?
Well, because such technology was something not many even dreamt of.
Georgie, question. I think these things are applied a lot in the games when you travel back to time. Probably you can travel back to time taking with you something like a mobile phone, something as a GPS system, or no, or I'm wrong. It's not a plot for computer gaming.
Well, it depends on the game. Of course, there are games that let you do that.
Did you travel taking with you a lot of modern gadget back to time?
I don't think I played any games of such type, but I can guarantee you that they exist, and I probably can name some.
Oh, right now you can name some.
No, I mean if I think.
Ah, okay. Good job.